Well, a very special hello to you on this Monday. We're here in the Weather Garden. I'm here with meteorologist Simone Thomas, Simone, I'm so happy to be outside to start this show off. It is a beautiful day.
Definitely a nice contrast from the weekend. This weekend was cloudy, made you want to stay inside and nap. Today you want to get outside and enjoy the sunshine, and that's thanks to the fact that those remnants of what was Tropical Cyclone Helene starting to break down and moving north and east. As it does so, we're going to shake off a lot of those clouds left over. We're going to see temperatures back on the rise. In fact, temperatures warmer than average for the first couple of days at the top of this work week. Here's a look across the state. There are a few clouds across southern Arkansas. Otherwise, most of us sunny this afternoon. We're already seeing temperatures in the 80s for much of central Arkansas, 82 right now in the capital city. Pine Bluff and Arkadelphia up to 83. Camden to our south, 84. Texarkana already up to 87 degrees, and that's a 10-degree difference from Searcy, hanging out at 77 right now. As we continue through the evening, looking to see more of those lower to middle 80s. The further south you are in the state, we'll likely see a few upper 80s on the board, but it's going to be a warm day, and we've got another couple warm days under our belt. I'll walk you through the week ahead in that 7-day outlook.
All right, Simone, thank you. We're turning now to a THV 11 crime alert. This afternoon, a woman is in custody connected to a deadly shooting in Pulaski County. Just yesterday, deputies arrested the woman you see on your screen, Natasha Trupka. On Saturday, deputies responded to a shots fired call near Jameson and Highway 161. That's where a woman was found dead. Trupka has since been charged with capital murder. Another woman is also behind bars this afternoon related to a death in Conway. The person you're seeing right now is Kylan Neal. Police believe she has a connection to the death of Cameron Palmer. As the investigation continues, anyone with helpful information is urged to contact Conway Police. And we now want to put this on your radar. In just under an hour, leaders will gather at the state capitol to discuss the death of former Clinton Airport Director Brian Malinowski. On March 19th, Malinowski was shot and killed by ATF agents during a raid at his home. Prosecuting attorney Will Jones later justified their actions, and it's that decision that continues to receive pushback. That brings us to today's meeting, where we're expecting to hear from local and state officials. Our team will be present working to bring you new details tonight at 5 and 6. New this afternoon, Attorney General Tim Griffin is sharing plans to sue Google and YouTube. In a statement issued earlier today, Griffin announced the reasoning for doing so is because of deceptive trade practices that violate state law. In a statement sent to THV 11, Griffin blasts YouTube for not being truthful about the safety of its platforms. The statement continues with claiming the platform was designed to be, quote, addictive by using features to keep users engaged, end quote. Well, your election central, with each passing minute is less time for you to get registered to vote this November. You now have just 1 week from today before the voter registration deadline. Be sure to remember, electronic signatures are no longer accepted on forms. You have until October 7th to register at your local county clerk's office. And on the national stage, both president candidates are tackling border control while their vice presidential nominees are prepared to face off for the very first time. Willie James Inman takes you on the campaign trail for how things are shaping up.
Former President Donald Trump sparked controversy over the weekend, questioning Vice President Harris's mental capacity.
Kamala is mentally impaired.
Trump used the derogatory comment to say Harris is responsible for allowing what he described as criminal migrants into the country.
If you think about it, only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country.
The next day, he came up with his own solution for crime, taking a cue from the plotline of the movie The Purge.
You know, if you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day, one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately.
Campaigning in Las Vegas, Harris touted her record prosecuting criminals and blamed Trump for prodding Republicans to kill a bipartisan bill that would have strengthened the border.
We need a president who cares more about solving problems than playing political games and demeaning people full time.
Immigration and crime are sure to come up when Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz, and Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, square off in the first vice presidential debate Tuesday night.
We're going to turn Pennsylvania red.
Vance campaigned in Pennsylvania over the weekend and is traveling to New York today for last-minute debate prep.
Hey, nice to meet you.
While Walz took a break from his preparations to watch a college football game Saturday. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Well, another reminder, we will carry the vice presidential debate. You can watch the VP candidates square off for the very first time this election season. The debate airs live in full tomorrow on THV 11. Well, people in Sherwood will soon have a new way of getting around town, and it could be more cost efficient. The Rock Region Metro is launching a new public transportation service. Its goal is to help those without access to a car. To use it, you'll just need to download the Rock Region Metro app. It's available Monday through Saturday and will cost $2 per person. Meanwhile, it's officially that time of year for hunters as deer season is now in full swing. Archery hunting is being allowed statewide right now, lasting through February. You can find information on obtaining a license and zoning information on the state's Game and Fish website. And staying outdoors this afternoon, the Rock Creek Trail is reopened 1 year after being devastated by the March 2023 tornado. The trail is right behind the strip mall on Bowman Road, and it lost over 1,200 trees to the storm. Since then, the city of Little Rock has been working to get things back operational. With much of the debris finally picked up, volunteers took on multiple jobs this weekend with hopes of restoring life back to the area.
I actually went here the day after the tornado to try and clear up some of the logs and stuff, and we could not get very far because it was almost inaccessible. It was crazy, but it looks a lot better now.
There are plenty of more parks and trails needing similar treatment. You can volunteer your time by finding this story on THV11.com. Well, starting tomorrow, thousands of dock workers are planning to walk off the job and could trigger a domino effect across parts of the country. The looming strike could force one of the biggest supply chain disruptions since the peak of the pandemic. Less people on the job would have a massive shipping impact on ports from Massachusetts to Texas. Biden has not shared plans to avoid the strike, which has distribution centers already preparing for the worst.
Stopping the supply chain is one thing, but getting the supply chain moving again is even more difficult.
Right now, the industry predicts it's very likely the strike will happen and are projecting ripple effects into next year. In other consumer news, shoplifting continues to be a major problem across most of the country. Christine Lazar has details on why people choose to do it.
We've all seen the videos of smash and grab robberies, thieves working together to steal hundreds, even thousands in merchandise. But experts say those who take an item or two here and there are more common.
It's like a drug.
Terrence Schulman used to be one of them. He started stealing in his teens.
I was a pretty petty shoplifter. I mean, rarely did I take anything over $5 or $10.
But it became a compulsion and only stopped when he got arrested while he was in law school.
And finally, I was ready. A wake-up call where something happens where you're ready for help.
For years, the National Association of Shoplifting Prevention has said around 1 in 11 people admitted to shoplifting in their lifetime. But a recent study by LendingTree put that figure much higher, closer to 1 in 5.
What are they giving the reasons for why they shoplift?
90% of recent shoplifters, for example, say that they do it because of inflation. So in other words, people are basically saying, look, I'm only stealing because it's really, really hard out here.
LendingTree found the items most commonly taken are food and non-alcoholic drinks. That's followed by clothing, jewelry, and accessories. Makeup and cosmetics are the third most common shoplifted merchandise.
And while there are some people who really are shoplifting because they can't think of a better option, there are certainly some people who are doing it for slightly less noble reasons.
You keep doing something and you rationalize it, it can become a full-blown habit.
Schulman says for some people it's an addiction. He started the Schulman Center to help people suffering with compulsive theft and other addictions.
According to LendingTree, 68% of Americans who admitted to shoplifting said they hadn't done it in more than 5 years. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, there's an app gaining attention aimed at teaching the importance of money. Just ahead, details on how kids can benefit.
And it's a great day to go for an afternoon stroll. A nice mix of clouds and sun. Temperatures in the lower to middle 80s. I'll have that look at the week ahead coming up after this break.